What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another Resin statue unboxing. And today we have got a Jujutsu Kaisen resin statue. We have Toji Fushiguro, and this statue is made by the Real Creation Studio. I've never had one of these before, and it's quite a nice statue. I'm happy to get one of these. I've wanted a Toji statue for a while. He's one of my favourite characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, even though we don't really see him for too long because of what happens in the show. But yeah, I do really like the character. I would love to see more of him in a backstory. See more of his backstory. I know we got to see a little bit of what happened with him and Satoru Gojo, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it would have been cool to see him do some more of his jobs back in the day, like some of the ones from the Time Vessel Association, because he's done quite a few jobs for those. He's known as the Sorcerer Killer, as he goes around killing all the powerful Jujutsu sorcerers, as he despises Jujutsu sorcerers and most of that world, to be fair, as he was born with no cursed energy, no cursed power or anything. He was born with the Heavenly Pact, which suppressed his cursed energy, so he had zero cursed energy basically, but it enhanced his other abilities. He's basically got like superhuman strength. But yeah, it comes in a really cool art box. It's pretty big, not too big. I know the box looks quite big here, but it's not too wide. It's not the biggest statue. It has some more of the writing and some more art on the side. Picture of Suguro Gato using one of his cursed spirits, or a couple of his cursed spirits, in that fight against Toji. And obviously Toji's loving the fight. See them quotes there, I killed Satoru Gojo. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a really nice art box. There's some more of the artwork on the side of the box. So it's a really cool display box. What do we have on the other side? We have Satoru Gojo and Toji, just as he creeps up behind him. Now, as he possesses no cursed energy, Jujutsu sorcerers can't always detect when he's going to appear. It's like the Invisible Man. Yeah, let's get this open. It comes with an envelope from the studio, Real Creation Studios. Let's have a look what's inside here. It just comes with some adverts for some advertisements for some new pre-orders. That's a pretty cool Sukuna statue using his Fuma, the open technique, the fire arrow, which is pretty cool. We've got that one Gojo and Gato. Got that one with Choso, it's pretty cool. And we have this one with a bit of writing and a scribble of Satoru Gojo. I don't actually know what that says, but I'm going to have a look. So I just had to check. It actually says, the writing says, unfortunately, Megami's father is no longer here because I killed him. And I don't know what the speech bubble says. It says that it says puppy or doggy in the speech bubble, but I don't know whether that's accurate, but that's what the rest of it says anyway. Which is a quote from the show. Now let's get these put away and get Toji Fushiguro unboxed. Now inside the box it comes with these straps. Sometimes they just come with tape wrapped around them, but this one comes with some of these Velcro straps, which are pretty nice, keep it nice and secure. And here we have the base, which is pretty cool. It's got one of these cursed spirits, like Gojo, that Toji gets out of his cursed object, carries around all his weapons. I think, actually no it's not, I think it's that's one of Suguru Gato's that's been chopped in half by Toji. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's quite heavy, quite detailed. Let's have a look underneath. Got a nice picture of Toji there with his sword stood on top of that worm. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's one of Suguru Gato's cursed spirits. It's the strongest, and then it says, it's got the logo, Real Creation, number 52 out of 100. It's nice. And there we have a tree, which is part of the effect, not effect, but it's part of the base, showing some of the background. That's pretty cool. Got a bit of weight to it, nicely detailed. I think there's a couple of pieces broken off by the looks of it. You can see those grey marks, those grey bits. So some of it's broken off. Unfortunate. Now, let's turn this around. This just slots right there in the bottom of the base. There's a hole where it goes into. It's got one of them pegs, magnetic pegs. It goes, there we go, just slots in like that. Let's turn it around. Here it comes with 3 of these as well, which go on the base. I forgot what these are actually called. These the gates. They are gates, but I forgot the actual name of them. It comes with 3 of them. I think it just slots in there like so. That's the right way. Yeah, it was. So there's 3 holes on the base. So we'll put that first one in. The second one. Right there. And then the last one, the small one. That one goes right That was the wrong way, I think. There we go. So that's those 3 gates in place. There we have Toji Fushiguro. That is a really cool statue, really highly detailed. I do really love this statue. It's the first figure I've got of Toji. I did want to get one. It's nice to finally have one. It's got his cursed spirit wrapped around him, or his cursed object. Now this cursed spirit holds all of his cursed tools, all his weapons, and it can shrink to a small size, and he can swallow it as well, so he can store it in his body and it could go undetected. But yeah, this holds all of his weapons. So that's pretty cool. It's a bit weird looking, some ugly little like worm thing, but yeah, it holds all of his weapons, his swords. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Holds the inverted spear of heaven, or whatever it's called. But yeah, it's a really cool detailed statue, sorry. But yeah, that is really is an amazing statue. Now he has one of the magnetic pegs here, so we'll just get this slotted in, and his other foot just goes on top of that worm like so. That's pretty cool. That is an amazing statue. I'll get the other pieces put on. And there we have the blade for Toji's split soul katana. It's a really cool blade. As you can see, it's got some of the blood of this worm thing down there. Get that put in. Yeah, we'll get this blade put in like so. That just slots into the fur. I think it was called a super or something, the fur that's on this. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. That. And we also have the inverted spear of heaven, also as an accessory. It's made of steel as well, so it's not sharp or anything. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got the number 52. If you can see that because of the light, number 52 there, to indicate the model of this statue. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's quite big, too big that he could have held this. But yeah, it's a really cool weapon. I do like this in a show. As we see, this can bypass like any cursed power or anything. So it cuts through Satoru Gojo's infinity, cuts straight through. And he also ties it on a chain and uses it as a long range weapon too, which is pretty cool. He spins it around on his chain. But yeah, that's a really cool weapon. It has the power to fully nullify curse techniques on contact. It uses an imbued curse technique fueled by foreign cursed energy. So we use that to stop the infinity technique of Satoru Gojo. So that's why it was able to cause serious damage and pretty much kill Satoru Gojo. And this weapon, the sword, the split soul katana, this has the ability to cut through straight into the soul, so it bypasses the physical, when he cuts through the hard shell of one of Suguru Gato's cursed spirits. It just cuts straight through it, because as well as combined with Toji's raw power, superhuman strength with the blade and its ability to cut straight into the soul, it would pretty much cut most things in two. So that's a really cool weapon. Here we have a nice little stand for the cursed. A stand for the inverted spear of heaven. It's pretty cool. Yeah, a nice stand for it. And we also get one of these steel cards. I forgot what these were actually called, but it's a nice little display piece to go with. We get this stand to put it on. It's got a picture of Toji with his cursed spirit. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It also comes with a nice little brush as well. That's pretty handy because these resin statues just get covered in dust. So that's nice, kind of like a makeup brush. So yeah, there we have it. A really amazing Toji Fushiguro resin statue by Real Creation Studios. As I said, it's the first time I've got one of these. I've not really heard of the studio before, but come across this statue and thought I had to get this one. I needed some kind of Toji statue. I ended up getting it for a good price as well. I managed to get it purchased it off someone off eBay for £200 in the UK, so it's relatively cheap. I don't know how much it goes in the shops, but it's a decent size, so I'd imagine it goes for somewhere between 200 and 300. I could be wrong, it might go for a bit more, but yeah, it is a really cool one. I did see ones on other websites as well that I was looking to purchase, like Toji versus Satoru Gojo, when Gojo's using his hollow purple technique. That's a pretty cool statue. It had LEDs, that one as well. So that was a really, really nice statue. Nice look at Toji Fushiguro. His cursed spirit there on his shoulder. The split soul katana. Yeah, it is a really cool statue. Quite nicely detailed. And as I said, it's from the actual scene in the show when Toji turns up to assassinate the escort team, so we can kill the vessel. Yeah, Toji wants to kill the new vessel, so he ends up encountering the escort team, and he does actually kill the vessel. But and he fights Satoru Gojo and Suguru Gato, which is both pretty cool fights. Although Toji is obviously far stronger than them both at that time. I know Satoru Gojo becomes extremely powerful in the show, but in terms of physical raw strength, Toji is a lot more powerful, I think. And Toji manages to attack Gojo. He manages to stab him with a normal katana, not one that's imbued with cursed energy. So Gojo couldn't detect it, and he couldn't detect Toji because he has no cursed energy either. So he snuck up behind him and stabbed him through the chest with that. Although Gojo didn't die from that, he still managed to carry on fighting. But it just goes to show how skilled of an assassin he is. He works everything out, knows how to plan and execute things. He's quite an intelligent character. And as we know, he's also the father of Megumi Fushiguro. Now Toji was part of the Zenin clan, was born into the Zenin clan, but because he was born with no cursed energy and had the Heavenly Pact, which suppressed his cursed energy to pretty much zero, he ended up being cast out of the Zenin clan, which he didn't like. That's why he kind of resents cursed spirits and Jujutsu sorcerers. So as he becomes to be known as the sorcerer killer or sorcerer assassin. But yeah, after the events of Toji fighting Satoru Gojo, Toji asks Gojo to look after Megumi, so we get to see Megumi where he's at now in the show, and we got to see Toji make a brief return, which was really quite interesting, when Granny Obana, I think she was called, I think that's what her name was. Yeah, when that Granny tried to revive him so her grandson could use his body, but obviously his body was far too powerful for that to work. Granny Ogami. We get to see Toji. He breaks into Dagon's domain expansion while Dagon is fighting Maki Zenin, the older Zenin member, and Kento Naname, while Megumi Fushiguro is holding hole open so they can try and escape from there, because Dagon seems to be quite too powerful for those. But Toji ends up breaking his way in there and beats up Dagon quite easily, like it's nothing, and ends up killing Dagon. And then he goes for Megumi once they escape. Once he's killed Dagon, the domain expansion closes, and then Toji ends up going for Fushiguro, and he tries fighting Fushiguro, but Megumi knows that he's too powerful. He doesn't know who he is, but he knows he's too powerful to fight, and ends up trying to run away. But Toji catches up with him and nearly kills him, incapacitates him, and then recognises that it's Megumi, or his son. So he ends up ending his rampage by killing himself. Not killing himself because he's already dead, but he stops his rampage by sticking a blade in his head. And then it just turns into Granny Ogani's grandson's body, and Toji disappears. So that's the last time we get to see Toji Fushiguro. It would have been quite interesting to see if he would have bumped into Sukuna, although I think Sukuna would have just killed him quite easily, because that's what Sukuna generally does. But it would have been interesting to see. And there we have it, a really amazing Toji Fushiguro resin statue by Real Creation Studios. I'm going to have to go and have a look and see if I can find any more Real Creation statues, have a look at their website, see what some of the other statues are like, because this one's pretty cool, and I'm really happy to finally get a Toji Fushiguro statue. It really is an amazing piece. I really love all the detail in it, from the tree and everything, to the detail on Toji's body, to his cursed spirit and his sword. Yeah, it is a really amazing statue. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more statue unboxings.